Basically what I'm doing right now is I'm going in and I'm making sure that all of our pathing edges are nice and smooth so that players don't get caught up on some of the rough edges here. It's one of the many monotonous tasks that a video game developer must learn to endure.
So this is the tech demo for the Starcraft mod. It all works just like the game, controls just like the game. And we're getting an error message, but we're gonna ignore that.
Modding is basically taking our games, our engine, and creating something new using those tools. A modified experience.
Opening up the editor, making your own map, and putting new rules to the game. It could be completely new.
You're basically taking the tools that the developers use to create their own AAA titles and using them for something for yourself or for the community, which is a pretty awesome experience.
Round 1, go!
Blizzard has a long and rich history with supporting community developers, mod makers, people who can take our tool set and make their own thing out of it.
Really early on in our real-time strategy game development, we made the decision to actually expose our tools, the same tools that we use to create our maps and our campaign, to our community and allow them to play around with the game and the engine and create new and unique things on their own.
One of the things that we saw with Warcraft 2 and the map editor that we delivered was people were able to create and put together map packs. And so the most dedicated Warcraft 2 fan may have actually bought boxed map packs from third parties in stores.
That's when I made it a mission to make it more moddable. When we were doing Warcraft 3, I went in to all of my engineers and I said, we want to look at this as moddable as one of the main things that we do.
We've just been amazed at the creativity and talent that exists out there in the community.
Inside StarCraft 2, you can make a lot of different types of games. We did everything we can to enable our community to really go crazy. We give them all of the tools that we use.
I watched a trailer for a third-person, over-the-shoulder shooter.
We have tug-of-war games, general RTS games, puzzle games. We even have, like, party games.
It's not just a map editor anymore. It is a platform for content creation.
What's going on? Your camera just got totally jacked up?
Yes.
Awesome, our first bug. My name is Ryan Winzen, and I'm the creative developer on Starcraft Universe.
Alert. Under attack by enemy capital ship.
Starcraft Universe is a voyage role-playing game where you're actually able to take a lot of the gameplay elements of an action RPG like World of Warcraft or Diablo and combine that with the Starcraft setting. Well, you're going to be able to command a ship in Starcraft Universe and fly to different planets and maintain your ship while it's under assault from enemy factions, Zerg, Terran, Protoss.
Communications repaired.
I just want it to be like this really epic voyage. When it's all said and done, I think it'll probably be close to 30 hours of gameplay. When I first got the StarCraft 2 editor, I noticed that there was capability that allowed you to control the camera in a third-person environment. And I quickly got the idea. I was like, you know, a lot of people have wanted to see a StarCraft-based MMO. I've thought about it since back in the day. So I just started prototyping, you know, messing around with the editor and putting some things together. And I wanted to get some feedback on what I was doing. And I guess it spread through YouTube like wildfire. We got like 200,000 hits in like 5 or 10 days. We put up a PTR to let people into the game, to experience the game mechanics, all the abilities, the progression, a lot of the enemy AI. From there, we were able to work out a whole host of technical issues, balance issues, and it really helped us to build the end game.
Despite a successful test release and overwhelming praise from the public, however, Upheaval found itself depleted of minerals and Vespene gas.
We were working on it for probably about 3.5 years. We were pretty much at a point where if we didn't get funding for it, we knew we were never going to have the time to finish it. So then we decided to go for Kickstarter and see what happened. With your contributions, we'll be able to eliminate a lot of the challenges of our everyday lives and focus just on creating Starcraft Universe. It was a nerve-wracking experience, and fortunately we were able to pull through and get the game funded, and now it's going to happen.
Modding, it trains you to be a game designer. All of the things you're doing as a modder, we're doing as game developers. We're building something, and you got to make it clear so players can understand what you expect of them when they play your game. And you've got to make it polished, and you've got to fix your bugs. You got to do all the things we're doing.
It's actually a great way for us to find new talent out there. If somebody comes to us and says, hey, I want to work at Blizzard, I want to be a game designer. It's like, okay, well, what have you done? And they show up with their own mods that they've created using our tools. That looks great on a resume.
If I've played your mod and it's amazing, why wouldn't we want to hire you?
My name is Ryan Shooter. I'm an assistant technical designer for Starcraft. Before working at Blizzard, I created a mod called Gameheart. Gameheart, what it is specifically, is it's designed to enhance the spectator experience of the game for tournaments. The idea being that the way we were watching people play the game before is the same way that you see it as a player. And if you watch football, you don't watch it from the player's perspective. That might be cool to see every now and then, but for the most part, you want to see the overview of like kind of what's happening and get the bigger picture. So the idea was to provide people with that bigger picture. So we have things like when upgrades complete, a little pop-up will tell you like 15-second countdown, so everyone can see that it's about to finish. We allowed the observer to zoom out much further than they could before, which is actually now a default feature in StarCraft. And so we just added tool after tool after tool, and slowly tournaments started picking up until finally groups like DreamHack and GSL and those groups were picking it up. So that's when Blizzard decided to bring me on contract to make an official version that we could QA and then actually use in the WCS events.
But now his natural's open. Bomber's gonna stim in. Tanks are sieging up, so he cleans up the forces inside the main of his base, but his natural tanks going down left and right now. Bomber has siege.
I was actually really surprised because they kept taking things out of Gameheart and just going, well, let's just make this an official feature. And whenever I wanted to do something, and this took me a little while I was on contract to get used to, I could literally just walk over to one of my coworkers and be like, hey, can we do this? And he'll be like, yeah, I've got time to program that today, you know? And so it like completely changes what the possibilities are. I think they decided they wanted to have someone on the UI team that focused on implementation. So I got very lucky with the attention that Gameheart got, because I think it created this opportunity for me. They just really like to see that you are creating something and doing something all the time.
You do not at all need to be a programmer to mod in the Starcraft 2 editor.
The technical artists on the SC2 team actually made the 3ds Max art tools and plugins and scripts available to allow modders to make all their own art, drop it in the game, and let other people play it on the arcade.
My name's Jonathan Burton of Carbot Animations, and we make StarCraft parody cartoons on YouTube. There was a lot of comments actually on each episode. Oh, I'd love to see this in the game and play these characters in the game. And so we thought to ourselves, like, is this possible? Can we create a 2D game in a 3D engine and have it playable in the StarCraft arcade? And after a little testing, we found out that we can do it. So here we got the sprites of the StarCraft's mod, and this is the Zerg, the kind of cute, adorable pets, if you will. Except this guy here is a little more hardcore than that. You can see how each direction has its own animation, its own attack animation run, idle animation, and even death. My part of the job is the overall direction of the mod, where it's going and what we want in the final product. Anything that creates that atmosphere or that personality so that when you're playing the game, it doesn't just feel like a reskinned version of StarCraft, it feels like you're playing StarCrafts. If you watch this idle animation for a bit, there he goes, eating a sandwich. So that's nice. Now some chips. Balance out the sandwich. We want to make each unit be able to dance. We'll also have an ability that every unit can use within the first probably about 5 or 6 minutes of the game where they're able to just throw some cheese. Just cheese them. I think we're going to change it to one big block of cheese, but right now it's multiple cheese. It doesn't do anything, it's just purely a cosmetic feature that you can just annoy your opponent and shower them with cheese as you can and rush them. I've always wanted to like create a game, so this is something, it's a little step towards that. It's not like my own game, but it's a little step towards that, and we're able to create all the art, which is a really awesome experience because now I can appreciate all the little things that go into creating a game. The little rock over there, a little tree. People made that, and now I have to.
Triple bonus.
People ask about the future of StarCraft 2, which I hope is a very long and thriving future, but I think a part of that future is the mod community.
I think that modding is showing that it's actually a great resource for finding new ideas and finding new things that have massive potential for success.
You don't understand what people are going to create with it And you don't understand how powerful it is until they start creating things. And only after they start creating amazing things is the level of capability revealed.
I feel like every week we're finding a new mod that we pass around emails internally and we say, how in the world is someone doing this? And if you talk to any of the developers, they're gonna say the exact same thing, that they're inspired by what the community does with the tools that we give them, and it's really, really exciting to see.